Beer Fest. Welcome in again. Nutmeg 2 Palmetto here. I'm with Brendan Sober, brewer at Munkle Brewing Company. You're local to this, right, Charleston?
Oh yeah, right on Meeting Street. We're in the industrial district over there with all those other breweries, Fatty's, Edmonds Oast. Yeah, we specialize in old world style, Belgian and German ales, lagers, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I didn't know. I've been to that area. I've been to Fatty's. I've been to Edmonds. I did not know you were right in the same area.
Yeah, we're kind of hidden right over there. We got a nice little building right across the street. It's a really good spot. Got a nice outdoor area. But it's an awesome little spot, to be honest with you. Right there in the middle of everything, to be honest.
Okay, so let's talk about this festival, Charleston Beer Fest. Other than being local, why you're here, what brought you here?
Yeah, so we just want to get out and see the community, see what everybody else has to offer, try and get our brand out there, because we're kind of niche. We do mostly old world style, like I said, Belgian and German ales. There's not a lot of people that do that around here. Obviously, some of the other breweries do a little, one or two special style beers that'll be that way, but we kind of focus on that specific genre of beer, if you want to put it that way.
Well, that makes me very sad that I never frequented you in person, because that's what I like. I love my Dunkles. I like my Tripels, that sort of thing.
Well, that's what we're known for. We will go up to the Great American Beer Fest and try and run for medals up there for stuff like that, because it's what we focus on. We've won a few gold medals for our lagers up there, but it's something that we pride ourselves on 100%. So. If anybody's looking for a good Belgian or German lager, we're the place to go, 100%, especially if you're in Charleston,
Talk that up a little bit. Gold medals. Is that GABF or more local?
Yeah. So it was GBF, I believe, in 2018. I might be a little wrong on the date there, not 100%, but we're up there about every year. We try and run for whatever medals we can, Tripel, stuff like that, stouts, bourbon barrel aged beers. We're always having projects going. We've got a lot of bourbon barrel aged projects, a lot of different stuff. We try and take ales, lagers, and we try and switch it up. Whether it be a Riesling barrel or a bourbon barrel or anything like that. We'll rock it and try and make the best of it, to be honest with you.
Now, you're a brewer. What's either more difficult or more easier to doing a barrel aged than any other type of style you brew?
I mean, honestly, it really just depends on the barrel you get, to be honest with you. It's hard to find the specific stuff. A lot of people like the name brand stuff like Elijah Craig, Weller's, stuff like that. It really just depends what kind of what barrel you can get, because if it's too far gone, you can't even put beer in there. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where if you get a good barrel, you can make a really good project. You can do whatever you want with it at that point.
All right. Well, that's an interesting loophole. So. If it gets to the point where it's like, okay, the selling point is just based on how big the name of the barrel is, has there ever been a barrel age you've done that's a lesser known distillery that you were really proud of, but people didn't want because they didn't know the name?
So, I've only been with the brewery for about a year and a half now, but we've got this really cool project coming up with our Uncle Nearest barrels. We were able to get those really hard to find barrels. We met somebody through a homebrewer program that was able to acquire the barrels for us, and those are really hard barrels to find. It's one of those things where you're lucky if you can get them, kind of thing. So we're doing a little bit of a Belgian blonde ale in there, and it'll be an awesome project. Come 120 days to 90 days, we'll see how it comes out. It's one of those things where if you get a special barrel like that, you just kind of got to run with it.
A barrel aged blonde.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. We haven't done anything like it before, but we hope it comes out awesome.
So, again, we're here at the Charleston Beer Fest. Let's talk up the beer you actually brought today. What you bring and why?
So we brought our Royal Brewing, which is a bourbon barrel aged Belgian style brown ale. We've aged it with some fruit puree, lots of blueberries, blackberries. We let it sit for a little bit and almost get a second fermentation on there. And it came out awesome, to be honest with you. A little bit hazy, but it's a great beer. People have loved it. We're already out of it, obviously. We brought our Pilsner as well, which kicked already. Exactly.
We've only been open an hour and a half.
Exactly. It was too soon. We brought our flagship Pilsner as well, which everybody loves. You know, it's a favorite around here in Charleston. You can find it at basically every restaurant in town, to be honest with you.
That kick too.
That kick too, exactly. We've got our Belgian Dubel as well, which is one of our, favorite beers, one of our staple beers. We'll usually do it during the winter times for the most part. People love that beer. It's a nice malty, heavier ABV beer, especially during a time like this, fest beer kind of thing. People love it. It's one of my favorite beers. It's what made me fall in love with this brewery to begin with and start working here, so it's awesome.
That's what I'm sipping on now, and it's nice and malty and sweet. It has all the notes that you expect of a Dubel, but at the same time, 7.4%. I'm expecting it to be a higher percentage than that.
No, you'd think that. So it really just depends. It's one of those things where it can shoot between. It's usually 7.9 or 7.4. It's in between that range. It just depends on how the brew ends up at the end of the day. But yeah, it's one of our heavier beers for sure, but definitely one of our staples, 100%.
I'm glad to know it's true, and I'm just an idiot and ignorant.
No, you're all good. There's plenty of other Dubels out there. I mean, plenty of other ones, but this is ours, and we try and get that Charleston inspiration from it. Try and make it specific and niche to this area. Try and make it something special.
That's right. Now you've gone over a lot about the beers at Munkle. When people are there getting tasty brews, they need something to soak it up.
Oh yeah.
So what's the sustenance offerings at Munkle?
So we've got a lot of stuff. Usually we've got 12 taps over there. Actually, it might even be, it's 12 taps. So we'll rotate stuff, pretty frequently. We've always got our staples like Pilsner, our Belgian brown ale, stuff like that. Our stout too. It's a very seasonal beer. There's plenty of stuff over there to choose from, especially our bourbon barrel projects. We've got something coming out, something always coming down the line. So,
what can people expect to eat to soak up the beer?
Oh, so we always have our special pop-ups over there. We'll do empanadas is one of our key things. We got a lot of empanada guys that come out there. We've got people from all over. Doughboys Pizza, they do a lot of pizza, burgers, anything, barbecue. We really like try and mix it up. You know what I mean? We'll do beer dinners around town at certain restaurants, that'll specialize and craft a certain dish that'll go with our specific beer. But the pop-ups that come to the brewery, they're it's always different. It's always different. Just depends on the time, season, stuff like that.
So you rely on pop-ups and food trucks more. You don't have your own kitchen.
No, we don't have any kitchenette or anything like that. It's definitely just a pop-up kind of thing. But there's a beauty in that. You never know what's going to show up. You never know what you're going to get and what's going to pair with the great beer that we have.
All right, I'll put you on the spot. What kind of dish would you pair with this Dubel?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Honestly, anything that's got a little bit of a savory taste to it. I do steak, anything like that. Definitely not fish, but something that's got a little bit more of a savory seasoning to it. Oh yeah, no, exactly. You want something that can kind of line up back to back with it. I wish I was a culinary expert, but
that's all right. Now, I always like to ask about community ties. What's Munkle's community footprint in the greater Charleston area, whether that be charities or fundraisers that the owners care about, local artists, musicians that come by, perform, showcase their work, that sort of thing? What's Munkle's community footprint?
I don't know if I'd be able to talk about that, as in detail as you'd want me to. Our owner would definitely be able to tell you. Obviously I focus more on the back of house, so it's not really my thing. But if Palmer will have a chat with you, I'd love to get him in on this conversation.
Is this gentleman right here?
Yeah, he's got the question for you.
So I got the owner right here. Sir, what's your name?
Palmer.
Palmer?
Yes, sir. How about you?
Chase.
Chase, nice to meet you.
Or Nutmeg to Palmetto. That's my channel. Yeah.
All right. Very nice.
So,
I guess you guys are filming us?
Yes. Quick little ad lib.
Yeah, that's right. What you got going on?
So, since you're the owner, I'll get into more beer for a second, but to fill in what Brendan was thumped on a little bit was your community ties at Munkle. What charities, fundraisers, local artists, musicians you care about, you let them showcase their brand, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually just celebrated our 5-year anniversary, and actually we did a special beer release with Community Supported Grocery, which is also known as Low Country Street Grocery. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them. And we donated to their pharmacy charity that they do that's done with essentially from local vegetables from local farms here. And we actually have something coming up in 2 weeks. That'll be our official Charleston Beer Week event. We're doing a Latin jazz brunch, and we will be donating to Living Darshan, which is a local autism charity. That one of the guys in the band that's playing that day, his son has autism, and so the connection is there. So we've done quite a few things, man. Anything we can, we try to find special things that mean something to us and connections with people that we have in the community, and that's kind of how we try to find things that we can give back to, as opposed to just throwing it to one thing or another. We really try to find something that means something to us and there's a connection. So
that's actually a cause near and dear to my heart because I have Asperger's syndrome, so autism is definitely a cause near and dear to my heart. So Brendan already talked up your beer a little bit, but I mean, heck, I got the owner right here.
Okay.
Let me ask you.
All right.
As far as flagships or beers you're proud of, or what, from the owner's perspective, what do you want to talk about beer-wise?
Two things. The first being the Brew City Brewing, which is one of our flagship beers we open up the brewery with. It's a Belgian brown ale. Not really anybody in the Southeast is doing this style, and something that's just very near and dear to my heart. It's named after my dog. It means a lot to me, like you wouldn't believe. The style, I think, is just really, really gears itself towards Charleston and its culinary prowess. It is a phenomenal food beer, and one of the reasons I set out making that beer is so I could hopefully complement a lot of these dishes in Charleston at some of these phenomenal restaurants. And so that one, first and foremost, is very just, and we've had success. A lot of people told me I was crazy to do it, and we did it, and it is what it is. So the other one is our Monk Pilsner, which is something that we started doing after the second year in business, and it's a traditional German Pilsner, Bavarian style Pilsner, and it's our #1 seller, and it's one of my favorite things. It's in my fridge at all times. I drink it all the time. And
#1 today as well, because it kicked
right after the crazy bourbon barrel beer. Those always go fast.
Is that something you consider like, oh shucks, or is that something you take pride in? Like, yeah, it kicked, that's right.
Well,
hour and a half, we're done.
I tell you, at this point, I wish we would have known to bring more, or just had the idea, but we had no idea. We donated some stuff. They said this is what we want donated, and we did. If I would have known, I would have certainly brought some more, because I'd love to be pouring beer for people right now.
Real quick, I noticed your logo has a very English, Scottish, old school type of ambiance to the design.
Yeah.
Is there a story behind that?
I wish there was a better story. So the bigger story is the connection to South Carolina. I'm from Charleston. I'm not sure where you're from, but
I see the crescent moon.
yeah. Well, so it's actually a gorget. The original Carolina flag is actually a gorget. It's not a crescent moon, which is a breastplate that the soldiers wore. If you look at the original Carolina flag, you ever seen a moon that looks like? You haven't. They don't exist. But the big thing for me is I'm a massive fan of Philip Simmons, and the scroll work, the iron work, which you see all over Charleston, represented with Philip Simmons in there, is something that means something to me. As far as the fonts, no, I'm Scottish, Irish, English, but it has nothing to do with it.
I'm Scottish and English too. That's okay.
Yeah.
Speak it up. Speak it up.
Yeah, nothing to do with it. But anyway, so it's I love it. It's I had a lot of fun designing it, making it, and it's been fun repping it for 5 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Folks, if you want more from me, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell to know exactly when these videos drop. If you want the rest of my daily nonsense, follow me on my social media, TikTok and Instagram, @Nutmeg2Palmetto. Palmer, you're the guest.
Pleasure.
Last word. What you got for me?
Drink good beer.
Charleston Beer Fest. Thank you very much.